The hidden storm within, foundation of calmness. In a quiet village surrounded by mountains, there lived a young man named Aaron. Every day, he watched the river flow, sometimes gentle, sometimes wild. One day, after a heavy storm, the river became fierce and uncontrollable. Trees were uprooted, water overflowed, and everything in its path was shaken. Aaron ran to an old monk who lived nearby and asked, "Master, why does the river become so violent? Yesterday it was calm, today it is chaos." The monk smiled softly and replied, "The river did not change. The storm revealed what it carries within." This simple story holds a powerful truth. Your mind is like that river. Your calmness is not determined by the outside world, but by what is inside you. Welcome to Wisdom Hub Buddha. In this journey, you will learn how to stay calm in any situation, not by controlling the world, but by understanding your mind. Before we begin, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to Wisdom Hub Buddha so you don't miss the wisdom that can transform your life. The illusion of control. Most people believe that calmness comes when life is perfect, when problems disappear, when people behave the way we want, when everything goes according to our plan. But this is an illusion. Life is unpredictable. Situations change. People change. Outcomes change. If your peace depends on these things, you will never truly be calm. Buddhist teachings remind us of a simple but powerful truth. You cannot stop the waves, but you can learn to surf. Calmness is not the absence of chaos. It is the ability to remain steady within it. Understanding the reactive mind. Let's go deeper. When something unexpected happens, someone insults you, you face failure, or things don't go your way, your mind reacts instantly. This reaction is automatic. You feel anger, fear, frustration. But here's what most people don't realize. The situation is not causing your suffering. Your reaction is. In Buddhist psychology, this is called attachment and aversion. You cling to what you like, you resist what you dislike. And in that struggle, you lose your peace. The fire within. Imagine holding a burning coal with the intention of throwing it at someone else. Who gets burned first? You do. Anger, stress, anxiety. They're like that burning coal. When you react without awareness, you are the one who suffers the most. This is why calmness is not weakness. It is strength. It is the power to pause, to observe, to respond instead of react. The first step to calmness, awareness. The Buddha taught that awareness is the beginning of all transformation. Before you can control your reaction, you must first see it. Next time you feel overwhelmed, don't try to immediately fix the situation. Instead, pause and ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? Where's this emotion coming from? Is this reaction helping me or hurting me? This simple awareness creates space between you and your emotions. And in that space lies your power. A simple practice. Begin today. Let's try something simple. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a slow, deep breath in and gently breathe out. Now just observe your breath. No control, no force. Just watch. If your mind wanders, that's okay. Bring it back gently. This is a foundation of calmness, not forcing silence, but allowing stillness. The story continues. After listening to the monk, Aaron returned to the river. This time, instead of fearing its chaos, he sat beside it. He watched the water rise and fall. He listened to its sound. He felt its energy. And slowly, he realized something profound. The river was never his enemy. His fear of it was. Key insight of part 1. Calmness is not about controlling the outside world. It is about understanding your inner world. When you stop fighting your thoughts and emotions, they begin to lose their power over you. In the next part, you will discover powerful Buddhist techniques to remain calm even in the most difficult situations, whether dealing with toxic people, pressure, or unexpected life challenges. So stay with Wisdom Hub Buddha. And remember, peace is not something you find. It is something you create. Mastering your reactions, the art of inner control. The next morning, Aaron returned to the monk with a new question. Master, Yesterday I understood that the storm reveals what is inside me. But when the storm comes, it feels impossible to stay calm. What should I do in that moment? The monk picked up a cup of tea and began pouring it slowly. As the cup filled, it reached the top and then overflowed. Aaron quickly said, "Master, it's spilling." The monk stopped and looked at him calmly. Just like this cup, your mind overflows when it is already full of fear, expectations, and past emotions. When a new problem comes, there is no space left. So it spills as anger, panic, and stress. Why you lose calmness in difficult moments? Let's be honest. It's easy to feel calm when everything is going well. But the real challenge comes when someone disrespects you, you face rejection, you feel pressure or uncertainty things don't go as planned. In these moments, your mind doesn't think. It reacts. Why? Because your brain is trying to protect you. But here's the truth. Not every situation is a threat, but your mind treats it like one. This is why small problems feel overwhelming. Technique 1, the sacred. The monk told Aaron, you don't control the first feeling, but you control what comes next. This is the first and most powerful practice. Pause. When something triggers you, don't speak immediately. Don't act immediately. Don't decide immediately. Take one deep breath. This may sound simple, but it is incredibly powerful because in that one breath, you interrupt the automatic reaction. You shift from unconscious to conscious, the 3-second rule. Here's a practical method you can use anywhere. When you feel triggered, silently count 1, 2, 3, and during those seconds, relax your shoulders, take a slow breath, observe what you're feeling. This creates a small gap, and that gap is where your calmness lives. Technique 2, observe, don't absorb. Later that day, Aaron faced a real test. A man in the village insulted him in front of others. For a moment, anger rose inside him. His chest tightened, his face became hot. But then he remembered the monk's words. Instead of reacting, he observed. He noticed the anger, but didn't become it. And something surprising happened. The anger slowly faded. Here's the truth. You are not your emotions. You are the observer of your emotions. When you absorb emotions, they control you. When you observe them, they lose their power. A powerful mind shift. Imagine your thoughts and emotions are like clouds. They come, they stay for a moment, and they pass. But the sky remains unchanged. You are that sky, calm, vast, and steady. No matter how intense the storm is, it cannot stay forever. Technique 3, detach from the outcome. One of the biggest causes of stress is expectation. You expect people to behave a certain way. You expect life to go according to your plan. And when it doesn't, you suffer. The monk told Aaron, peace comes when you do your best and let go of the rest. This is called detachment. It doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you give your full effort, but you don't cling to the result, because the result is not always in your control. Real life example. Imagine you are in an argument. You want to prove your point. You want to win. But ask yourself, is winning the argument more important or keeping your peace? Sometimes calmness means choosing silence, not because you are weak, but because you are wise. The second turning point. Days later, Aaron returned to the river again. This time, the water was calm. He smiled, but then something unexpected happened. A sudden gust of wind disturbed the surface. For a moment, the water trembled, but quickly it returned to stillness. And in that moment, Aaron understood. True calmness is not never being disturbed. It is returning to peace quickly. Key insight of part 2. You cannot stop emotions from arising, but you can pause before reacting and observe without attachment. Let go of what you cannot control. This is the art of mastering your reactions. And remember, calmness is not something you practice once. It is something you live every single day. Staying calm in a noisy world, dealing with people and pressure. The days passed, and Aaron's calmness began to grow. But life had one more lesson waiting for him. One afternoon, the village became restless. People argued in the market. Voices were loud. Tempers were high. A traveler had arrived and was spreading negativity, complaining about everything, criticizing people, judging their lives, and creating tension wherever he went. Aaron felt uncomfortable. He thought, I can stay calm when I'm alone, but how do I stay calm around people like this? So he went back to the monk. Master, he said, how do I protect my peace when others disturb it? The monk looked at him and asked a simple question. If someone offers you a gift and you do not accept it, who does the gift belong to? Aaron replied, it remains with the person who offered it. The monk smiled. So if someone offers you anger, negativity, or insult, and you do not accept it, who does it belong to? Why people disturb your peace? Let's be real. It's not silence that tests your calmness. It's people. Someone speaks harshly. Someone disrespects you. Someone spreads negativity. Someone misunderstands you. And suddenly your inner peace disappears. But here's the deeper truth. People don't control your emotions. Your attachment to their behavior does. Technique 1, don't take it personally. Most of the time, when people act negatively, it has nothing to do with you. It reflects their pain, their stress, their inner struggle. When someone is angry, they are already suffering. If you react with anger, you simply join their suffering. Instead, understand this. Hurt people hurt people. This doesn't mean you accept bad behavior. It means you don't let it poison your mind. A shift in perspective. Next time someone speaks harshly to you, pause and think, what might this person be going through? Why are they reacting this way? Do I want to carry this negativity inside me? This simple shift turns reaction into understanding, and understanding creates calmness. Technique 2, create emotional boundaries. The monk told Aaron, you can be kind without being affected. This is where many people struggle. They believe being calm means absorbing everything. But true calmness means protecting your inner space. Imagine your mind is a peaceful garden. Would you allow anyone to walk in and throw garbage? Of course not. So why allow negative words to stay in your mind? Practical method, the invisible shield. When you are around negativity, visualize this, a transparent shield around you. Words can reach you, but they don't enter you. Energy can come near, but it doesn't stay. You listen, but you don't absorb. This simple mental practice is powerful because your mind responds to what you believe. Technique 3, choose your energy. Aaron started noticing something. When he reacted to negativity, it grew stronger. When he stayed calm, it lost power. That's when he understood. Energy grows where attention flows. If you give attention to anger, it grows. If you give attention to peace, it grows. So ask yourself, what am I feeding right now? Is this reaction worth my energy? Sometimes the strongest response is no response. The power of silence. Not every situation needs your reaction. Not every argument needs your voice. Silence is not weakness. In Buddhist wisdom, silence is often the highest form of intelligence because when you stay silent, you avoid unnecessary conflict. You protect your energy. You remain in control. The real life test. One evening, the same traveler insulted Aaron in public. People gathered, expecting a reaction, but Aaron simply looked at him and smiled gently. He said nothing. He walked away peacefully. At first, people were confused, but then something powerful happened. The traveler lost his influence. Without reaction, his negativity had no power. Technique 4, accept imperfection. Another reason people disturb your peace is expectation. You expect everyone to be kind, respectful, understanding, but reality is different. People are imperfect, just like you, just like everyone. The monk told Aaron, when you accept people as they are, you stop suffering because of who they are not. This doesn't mean you tolerate harm. It means you release unrealistic expectations. Inner strength versus outer control. Most people try to control others. They try to change behavior, opinions, attitudes, but this leads to frustration. True calmness comes from a different path. Stop trying to control the outside. Start strengthening the inside. Because when your mind is strong, criticism doesn't shake you, negativity doesn't affect you, chaos doesn't control you. The third turning point. That night, Aaron sat by the river again. This time, something was different. The world around him was noisy, imperfect, unpredictable, but inside him there was silence. Not because the world became calm, but because he did. Key insight of part 3. You don't lose peace because of others. You lose peace when you take things personally, absorb negative energy, try to control what you cannot. But when you understand others, protect your inner space, choose your response wisely, you become unshakable. The unshakable mind, lasting inner peace. Aaron had learned to observe his emotions, to pause before reacting, to remain calm around difficult people. But one question still remained in his heart. He went to the monk one last time. "Master," he said softly, "I can stay calm most of the time now, but sometimes deep inside, I still feel restless. Is there a way to find a calmness that never shakes?" The monk looked at him for a long moment and then pointed to the sky. "Look up," he said. Aaron raised his eyes. Clouds were moving, some dark, some light, constantly changing. Then the monk asked, "Do the clouds disturb the sky?" Aaron shook his head. "No, master. The sky remains the same." The monk smiled gently, then stopped trying to control the clouds and become the sky, the root of all disturbance. Until now, you've learned techniques. Awareness, pause, observation, detachment. But beneath all of these, there is one deeper truth. The root of your disturbance is attachment to the self. Your identity. I was disrespected. I failed. I am not good enough. This should not happen to me. This ego creates suffering because it constantly compares, judges, and resists reality. The illusion of the self. In Buddhist philosophy, there is a powerful understanding. The self you're trying to protect is not fixed. Your thoughts change. Your emotions change. Your roles change. So why hold on so tightly? When you cling to a rigid identity, every challenge feels like a threat. But when you let go, everything becomes lighter. Technique 1. Let go of identification. Instead of saying, "I am angry," shift to, "Anger is present." Instead of, "I am stressed," say, "Stress is arising." This small shift changes everything. Because now, you are no longer the emotion. You are the awareness behind it. And awareness is always calm. Freedom from reaction. The monk told Aaron, when you stop identifying with every thought, you stop reacting to every situation. Think about it. Not every thought deserves your attention. Not every feeling deserves your action. Your mind produces thousands of thoughts every day. If you chase all of them, you lose peace. But if you simply observe, you remain free. Technique 2. Embrace impermanence. One of the deepest teachings of Buddhism is this. Everything changes. Pain changes. Joy changes. Situations change. People change. Nothing stays forever. When you truly understand this, something shifts inside you. You stop holding on too tightly. You stop fearing change. You stop resisting life. And in that acceptance, you find peace. A powerful reflection. Ask yourself, will this problem matter in a year? Will this emotion stay forever? Is this worth disturbing my inner peace? Most of the time, the answer is no. Technique 3. Build daily stillness. Lasting calmness is not created in big moments. It is built in small daily habits. The monk guided Aaron to practice stillness every day. Even for a few minutes, you can do the same. Every day, sit quietly. Focus on your breath. Observe your thoughts without judgment. This strengthens your inner stability. So when life becomes chaotic, you remain grounded. The final realization. One evening, as the sun was setting, Aaron sat by the river for the last time. The water flowed. The wind moved. The world continued its rhythm, but inside him, there was no struggle, no resistance, no fear, just awareness, just presence, just peace. And in that moment, he understood calmness is not something you achieve. It is what remains when you stop fighting reality, the ultimate truth. You don't need a perfect life, perfect people, perfect conditions to be calm. You only need awareness, acceptance, detachment, because true peace is not outside. It has always been within you. Final key insight: calmness is not controlling everything, avoiding problems, suppressing emotions. Calmness is understanding your mind, letting go of what you can't control, living fully in the present moment. And remember, no matter how strong the storm is, the sky within you is always calm. Stay aware, stay present, stay peaceful,